Chinese companies are said to have helped the previous BN administration divert funds from infrastructure projects in Malaysia to pay off 1MDB's debts. Citing two government officials, the Wall Street Journal says Malaysians associated with the Najib administration had colluded with representatives of these Chinese firms for this purpose. According to the report, Putrajaya is zeroing in on a $2.5 billion agreement signed in 2016 with China Petroleum Pipeline Bureau to build gas pipelines in Malaysia. The MOF paid the company over $2 billion, largely from loans from Exim Bank of China. However, some of the funds likely went to a Cayman Islands shell company called Silk Road Southeast Asia Real Estate, believed to be linked to an associate of Low Tech Joe. This company paid 2.7 billion ringgit for 1MDB's Air Hitam land in Penang, netting the state fund about 1.3 billion ringgit in profit based on the original 1.38 billion ringgit purchase price. The report said the money later made its way to pay off 1MDB's debt to Abu Dhabi's IPIC. In a statement today, China Petroleum Pipeline Bureau refuted the allegations, saying all funds from Exim Bank of China were paid directly to its bank accounts. It said there were absolutely no funds paid to any third-party Cayman Island-based company and/or companies whatsoever. Dato Sri Najib Razak has defended Arul Kandasami's 5 million ringgit bonus ex gratia payment. The ex-Prime Minister had approved the then 1MDB chief's pay package of 5 million ringgit for 6 months from January to June this year, half of which has already been paid to him as an advance. Speaking to the press in Parliament, Najib said Arul had taken a big pay cut to join the cash-strapped State Investment Fund as he was earning much more when he was working at a bank in the UAE. He added that Arul had managed to cut the beleaguered state fund's debt from 50 billion ringgit to 30 billion ringgit, hence the bonus was justified. Najib, however, chose to keep mum on Defence Minister Mohamed claim that only 4 out of RMAF's 28 Russian fighter jets can fly. He said, "I don't know the latest figures, so I'm not prepared to say something for which I don't have facts." Economic Affairs Minister Dato Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali says Khazanah Nasional invested almost $20 million in an online lingerie retailer which eventually failed. This, he says, is just one example of how Khazanah had strayed from its original objective and of the kind of bad investments it had been making. Azmin told Parliament that the losses had to be written off, but he did not name the company. In 2015, Khazanah and other investors pumped in a total of $40 million into now loss-making Indian online lingerie retailer Zivame.com, run by Bangalore's Acto Serba Active Wholesale. Azmin gave another example of an investment gone wrong, a banking venture that cost the Sovereign Wealth Fund 3 billion ringgit. He did not reveal any further details. Several days ago, Singapore Straits Times reported that Khazanah had invested 3 billion ringgit to acquire a non-strategic stake in Swiss bank UBS in mid-2008. According to the report, the entire shareholding was held in accounts under Lehman Brothers, which went bankrupt that year. Citing sources, it said Khazanah eventually managed to recoup 50% of its investment. Telecom Malaysia has been ordered to explain the awarding of a contract to a company led by Tan Sri Mahathir. Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh says he asked the Telecom Giants for a report today and will issue a statement after he receives it. The company, Opcom Holdings, announced yesterday that it had bagged an 11.16 million ringgit contract from Telecom to install and restore Unify service. The job was awarded on May 14th, 5 days after GE14, for a period of 18 months, starting from July 2nd, 2018 to December 31st, 2019. Opcom is a fibre optics cable manufacturer which was co-founded in November 1994 by Mukhzani's brother and Kedah MB Mukris, who holds a 23.28% direct stake in the company. Malaysia has seen a decline in new driver sign-ups on the e-hailing platform as a result of the new regulations announced by the Ministry of Transport. The new regulations require e-hailing services to be subjected to the same rules as taxis, especially for license registration, vehicle inspection and operational requirements. Grab country head Shangor says the platform has suffered from a bit of slowdown in terms of interest, especially from part-time drivers. More than 80% of Grab's drivers are working part-time, which makes them more susceptible to regulatory changes. The ride-hailing firm plans to alleviate the situation by making sure that it will be as easy and as cheap as possible for its drivers to sign up. Go adds that Grab also appreciates the grace period of 1 year so that any changes made will be gradual and less disruptive to their drivers' livelihoods.